even when we moved past the 3 or 4 channels, there still wasn't that much to pick from, right? I mean, sports still drew a lot more viewers, a lot more people that were just looking for some form of entertainment would settle upon sports. So it was just, I mean, it was different. A casual sports fan would watch any sport because it was the only sport on, and it was either that or, Knight Rider. And for God's sake, I mean, who doesn't want a little Hasselhoff? But too much of anything is bad, right? So there was nothing else to watch. What else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? You can't watch Steven Bochco's Cop Rock. That was terrible. Elliot said, might get a wide world of sports on Sunday afternoon, and that was it. That's what I mean. Like, you couldn't... Now, any sport is 100% accessible. Whatever you want. You can watch... there's some sort of package on whatever your cable program is that you can probably watch just about every game of whatever team is your favorite team, whatever sport that you love. Yeah, you have the ability to watch it. Yeah, and ESPN, as Elwood, states in the chat room, is come to the surface, and it's such a giant, just sports beast that just churns out highlights and scores, and it's branched off into its other kind of ESPN2s and ESPN News, ESPN Classic. The sports is so accessible now. You can see whatever you want. I mean, you get on the computer and get on YouTube, right? You can watch clips of high school kids that you'd normally never be able to see doing amazing things, playing sports. It is absolutely amazing the accessibility you have to sports these days, and also to everything else, making it so normal people that would before the age of the internet and before we had a million different things to consume our time. I mean, these people now aren't going to settle on sports, right? They're just not. They're just not going to settle on sports now. Because they have other things they can look at. Now it's getting down to sports fans. And it's kind of even singling out there. What sport are you a fan of? I mean, there's people that are diehard baseball, football, but won't watch basketball. And it goes the other way. There's people that diehard football, basketball, but baseball bores them to death. There's people that only watch NASCAR, won't watch any other sport. And there's guys that dive into anything still. That'll just absorb any kind of sport they can, no matter what it is. But there's far fewer people like that than there are the other kind. So that's why we're getting into what we have nowadays, where it's just kind of getting to see the fans of certain sports watch their sports and don't really pay attention to much else. And that's kind of what's happened with college basketball, except for this time of year. At this time of year, everybody's into college basketball. Hardcore Rob joined us in the chat room, good friend of mine. Hardcore Rob says, favorite sports, women's volleyball and women's tennis. Oh, dude, I believe that. I totally believe you. I'm not even, I'm not going to sit here and be like, dude, those aren't fun to watch. I know what you're after. You're after those behind shots, right? When they're grabbing their knees trying to catch their breath. I know you. And when they fall down, he says, oh, yeah. Well, as exhilarating as that is, surprisingly, those are not the highest rated of sports these days. But what's cooler are the things that kind of rise above and appeal to everybody, even people that aren't sports people. And really, you used to be able to throw like the World Series in there, or a big heavyweight boxing match. You could throw in there, like people would watch that wouldn't normally be into sports. But nowadays, you can't say that so much about the World Series. Honestly, the World Series is kind of getting some low ratings. It's just baseball people, and a lot of baseball people aren't even tuning in. It's the people that are fans of the teams playing, and that's about it. World Series gets giant ratings in the two cities of the teams that are playing in the World Series, but it doesn't go much farther than that anymore. So you can't throw the World Series in there. And as far as heavyweight title bouts, just none of them have been worth anything lately. I can't even name a heavyweight boxer. That 7-foot dude with the hairy shoulders, right? He looks like a beast, but still, I'm not paying $50 to watch him fight somebody. We used to get together, man. We used to get together and have parties. The big pay-per-view parties where we watched some serious boxing matches. And we accidentally had a big party to watch the Mike Tyson-Peter McNeely fight. All right? The build-up party was 1,000 times longer than the actual fight. Amazing. We sat there all night waiting for that fight to come on. Oh, what a disappointment. The last